I compared the economic situation in Pakistan and Sri Lanka in our previous video. Today, petrol, food and medicine are not available in Sri Lanka. Demonstrations are underway against the government due. Dear viewers, you are watching Pakistani News YouTube channel The Truth. You will listen Pakistani news here. We are here to update Pakistanis living abroad about news in Pakistan. If you have not subscribed this channel, please press the button and share your comments in the box to have more news and views about hot issues. Too long load shedding. The country is a victim of civil war while the people have taken power from President Raja Paxe and his exorbitant family. The question is that China, which has acquired a major Sri Lankan port for 99 years due to the non-payment of past debts, why didn't Sri Lanka come from default even after 3 disaster negotiations? Sri Lanka and Pakistan are similar in the economic and political situation. Sri Lanka's loans reached 111% of GDP while Pakistan's loans have reached 82% of GDP. Sri Lanka, like Pakistan, was a political instability where new elections are being demanded. In Pakistan, like Sri Lanka, the current account deficit increases, the reduction in exchange reserves and foreign investment, the decline in the stock market due to the unbearable increase in increasing imports and trade deficits. Foreign exchange reserves have barely been paid for 1.5 months of imports while the value of the rupee is constantly being paid. There is a shortage. Like Sri Lanka, China has not conducted a 3.4 billion loan, soft deposit, rollover on Pakistan by combining 14 billion in CPAC loans and soft deposits. Loans to China's Pakistan make up 18 billion, which is about 20% of our total debt, while China has further lent instead. Sri Lanka preferred to increase Pakistan's exports. Given these circumstances, Pakistan should learn a lesson. We need to make tough economic decisions on an emergency, including ending subsidies on petrol to restore IMF loans. I am glad that the government has banned the import of vehicles, mobile and other luxury items that will save the government 6 billion annually. In short term, the IT sector needs to be promoted to increase export. The state bank should pay an additional 1 rupee per dollar for remittances sent by overseas Pakistanis. The federal and provincial governments will have to reduce their spending immediately, while in long-term measures, by proactive the agricultural sector. We have to be self-sufficient in agricultural commodities, sheets, sugar, fertilizer. Local production of pulses and other agricultural commodities must be ensured, and cheap alternative sources of energy must be adopted instead of importing expensive furnace oil to generate electricity. Will the government, like Sri Lanka, will have to avoid timely popular decisions such as reducing the tax rate to please the public. The PTI government has raised petrol and LNG prices in the global market, reducing prices for petroleum products in the country to 118 billion rupees per month on the national treasury and 4 extra unbearable burden of rupees 472 billion per month. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif visited Karachi last day where he met businessmen and businessmen. Shahbaz Sharif is known as a hard-working and capable administrator. I hope they get Pakistan's economy out of difficult conditions, for which they have to get the help of Pakistan's friendly countries, China, Saudi Arabia and the UAE. New Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto recently joined the UAE. He made a very successful visit to the United States and China, where he has sought to positively address the previous government's misunderstandings. During a meeting with the foreign ministers of these countries, the nation appreciated the efforts of former Prime Minister of Bilawal Bhutto Imran Khan to defend Russia and to establish peace in the region, which would bring someone in the West to the West to some extent. The ice is melting before going on overseas trips. My foreign minister Bilawal Bhutto met, in which I introduced him to IMF. FATF requested the support of the countries concerned on GSP and CPC. National GDP growth in the first 50 years of Pakistan's independence made impressive progress. By 1970, our GDP growth was 11% and 10% in 1980, but over time we have been trading with low growth and high inflation instead of an agricultural and industrial Pakistan have become a state. Currently, the share of agriculture in our economy is 20 intended. The industry's 20th goal and the share of the service sector is 60th. That is why our imports have increased to 75 billion while exports have been left at only 30 billion, which is why we face a trade deficit of 45 billion annually. To meet our foreign exchange reserves have reached the lowest level of 202 rupee. The dangerous low and value of the rupees. All political parties to prevent Pakistan from being left out of the permanent basis of the economic crisis and from going bankrupt like Sri Lanka forget their political differences under the Charter of Economy, a new long-term strategy for the continuation of policies. It is important for all political parties to agree so that the confidence of foreign investors can be restored. Thanks for watching, viewers. Your feedback helps us improve our version. Please comments which part country of the world you are watching our video. Stay informed and blessed.